Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will learn about the some constraints that needs to be remembered. So when you are trying to implement the hydration concept in the Angular. So normally the hydration concept I told you, right? So if you try to observe carefully, if you didn't watch my previous videos, I will try to explain you briefly about this one so that we can understand about the constraints or the problems that needs to be remembered when you are trying to implement the hydration concept. So I told you that when a client is there here, okay, when a user or browser, let's say that browser here, this is the browser, okay. So I don't have a proper tools to show you this one. So browser required for the Node.js server or anything for the get request. It has made a get request for a particular route like home page, let's say assume. So it has made a request, and here the Node.js will execute the things, make an API request and all those things to the outside, and it will give you, and it will prepare the HTML and it will send you the initial HTML to this one, okay, and initial HTML and the JavaScript modules and all those things. So here in the browser it will render the HTML, okay. In the browser the HTML will be rendered here. So that means the user will able to see some output, but the event listeners and all those things are not attached. Why? Because still the JavaScript modules or the JavaScript files are not yet downloaded. Again the browser will send a request to get the JavaScript files, and the JavaScript files will be received to the browser, and it will start rendering the HTML, or it will start attaching the event listeners to the HTML. Now what it will try to do it is, for attaching the event listeners normally without hydration, it will delete this all HTML, destroy the HTML or the DOM nodes, and it will again create the DOM nodes and attach the event listeners to all those things. So this will cause in UI Flickr, and it will cause the visual what I can say is core web vitals will be performance will be decreased. So because of that reason, so we will be using the hydration, so that when the browser, instead of destroying the DOM nodes, it will try to reuse the DOM nodes without destroying it, and it will attach the event listeners to this one. So this is the complete concept of the hydration concept in Angular. So now here what will happen is, so here while reusing the DOM nodes and all those things with the hydration, so some constraints need to be followed. So that is the main thing which I want to discuss with you. Hydration imposes a few constraints on your application that are not present without hydration enabled. So your application must have a same generated DOM structure on both the server and the client. So that means when the server sends you the HTML to here, so when the server sends you the HTML should be same, and also when the JavaScript has been downloaded from in the client side, and the HTML generated by the JavaScript also should be same. The process of hydration expects the DOM tree to have the same structure in both the places. This also includes white spaces and comment nodes that Angular produces during the render on the server. Those white spaces and nodes must be present in the HTML generated by the server rendering process. That is the main thing. So that means the HTML produced by the server side rendering operation must not be altered between the server and the client. If there is a mismatch between the server and the client DOM tree structures, means the hydration process will encounter problems attempting to match up what was expected to what is actually present in the DOM. Components that do direct DOM manipulation using native DOM APIs are the most common culprit for this one. Not only the direct DOM manipulation, so something like some other also it will affect you the hybrid. So here what I am trying to tell you is, so if I try to open the Notepad++, okay, so I will try to show you simple example for this one. So what are the conflicts that you need to understand? So first one is the direct DOM manipulation, okay. So here I will try to show you. So if you have a components that manipulate the DOM using native DOM APIs like document.getElementById like that, or use inner HTML or outer HTML like document.getElementById.inner HTML like that, the hydration process will encounter errors. Specific cases where DOM manipulation is a problem are situations like accessing the document, querying for specific elements, and injecting the additional nodes using append child. So like that, detaching the DOM nodes and moving them to other location will also result in the errors. So these are all the concepts which you need to understand. So when you are trying to do some DOM document like that, means then the hydration errors will occur. This is because why it will happen, why this one will happen is, this is because Angular is unaware of these DOM changes and cannot resolve them during the hydration process. Angular will expect a certain structure, but it will encounter a different structure when attempting to hydrate. This mismatch will result in iteration failure and throw a DOM mismatch error. So that is one thing which you need to consider. So that means you should not use the document.getElement by ID. This type of direct DOM manipulations, you should not use it in your project. And also another one is a valid HTML structure. So you should have a valid HTML structure. For example, let's say that let's say you are having an app.component.html file, and here let's say that you are having a table. So table, here I will be using a table, and here I am having a tr. Okay, I am having a td hi. Okay, so just I am using a table. So now here this is not a valid according to the HTML standards. Why? Because the table should have a t body. So we are adding that body without having a t body. So now here if you try to build it and if you try to run the server, then you will be able to see the issue. I will try to show you. So like table without a t body, div inside a p, anchor link inside an h1, and also anchor link inside another anchor link. So these are all not a valid HTML structure. So this could result in a DOM mismatch error during the hydration. So that is the thing. So if you are not certain whether your HTML is valid or not, means so you have a syntax validator, W3 syntax validator. You can check it in the Google and you can check the paste the HTML and you can check it there. So preserve white space configuration also. So when using the hydration feature, so we recommend using the default setting to false in the tsconfig.app.json file. So we need to keep it by false. So no changes are required. If you keep it true, means then it may encounter issues with the hydration. That is also one concept which you need to understand it. So I will try to show you this one. So what are the common concept what we need to do in order to overcome this type of issue, means then we need to use the ng skip hydration. I will try to explain you that concept also. So now here it has been successfully rendered. Now here I will write run npm run serve. It's an SSR, and also you need to run angular-server. That's it. So now let's try to check the output for this one. I am trying to check it. So if you try to see the output for this one, so here I am going to the home page and I will refresh this page. Let's see whether we can able to see the hydration error or not. So we have detect, okay, we need to run it in dev mode. So npm run watch. So build means it will try to install it in a production mode. Let's try to build it in the dev mode. So it has been installed. So now let's try to check it. Here if I run this one, let's see, still it is running. So I think we need to restart this node server. So this SSR means this is the problem actually. Okay, fine, let's try to build it again. So now we are able to see this one, but here we have seen expected DOM and this all at this location, at this location. So now we got an hydration issue, and here if you are trying to see, so we got all the hydration. Angular expected this DOM at this location to fix this problem, hydration related issue. So like this you will be able to get it. So now if you are not able to overcome this type of issue, and if you want to stop this one, means then what we need to do is we can use the ng skip hydration. So for this one what we can do it is, so here, so you can add for this one ng skip. So we will be having ng skip hydration, or otherwise let's say that this table is there in the instead of having in the app component, let's say that home component.html file we are having it. Okay, so instead of having this in the home component.html file we are having it. So now it is rebuilding in this one. So now if you want to remove this type of hydration related issues, then what you can do it is one method is, so here you can go into your ts file, okay, and here you can add something like host. Okay, so we will be having this host, and in this one, so we will be having some methods like ng skip hydration. So actually this one is changes is detecting, let it detect. So we need to add to the component like ng skip hydration to true. So if you add like this, so automatically what will happen is, so now if it is rebuilding it, so now this file automatically it will be skipped from the hydration. So now here you will be able to see app.component.html is there. So here we are having a table which is an invalid HTML structure. So let's try to see it. So for this one the changes are detecting, let it detect. So here it has been run. So now here let's try to check it, the angular-server, and in this one if I try to refresh this page, so here you will be able to see the same issue, still we are getting it. I think I have removed this ng skip hydration, right? Yeah. Now it has been removed from the hydration. Now if you go to the Angular, app-home has been removed from the hydration. So this is how, if you are encountering some issues for the temporary working environment, so you can use this host temporary like this, or otherwise if you are having a component app-home means, then also you can use ng skip hydration directive like that also you can use it. That's not a problem. So if you are having something like app-example means, so right now we don't have any component, I don't want to create. So like this also you can add ng skip iteration. So like this also you can add it, or otherwise in the component level also you can use host ng skip iteration to true. So this is how we will be skipping. So ng skip iteration attribute will force Angular to skip hydrating the entire component and its children also. Using this attribute means that the component will behave as if hydration is not enabled, meaning it will destroy and re-render itself. So here for this HTML will be destroyed and re-render itself. So that is one thing. So the ng skip attribute can only be used on a component host nodes. Angular throws an error if this attribute is added to other nodes. Keep in mind that adding the ng skip iteration attribute to your root application component would effectively disable hydration for your entire application. Be careful and thoughtful about using this attribute. It is intended as a last resort workaround only. Components that break hydration should be considered bugs that need to be fixed. So here it is breaking means, so maximum you need to try to resolve this issue only instead of keeping this ng skip hydration. So this is the last option which you need to take care. Why? Because the entire HTML will be destroyed and again re-rendered. So this will create some performance issue. So normally the I180N support, the internalization support is also not available in the hydration. So if your application is using the internalization concept means it is not supported, but in Angular 19 it has been given and it is currently in the developer preview. So if you want means, then you need to go to the app.config.ts file and here you need to use the with I181 support. So you need to use this I181 support. So that is also one thing. And third-party libraries with DOM manipulations also you need to check here. There will be a number of third-party libraries that depend on the DOM manipulation to be able to render something like D3 charts, high charts like this. So these libraries worked without hydration, but they may cause DOM mismatch errors when hydration is enabled. So for now, if you encounter DOM mismatch errors and all those things means, so according to the Angular 19, so you can add the ng skip hydration attributes to the component that renders with that library. So that's it guys about this one. So this is all about the hydration concept that is available in Angular 19. So in the next video, we will try to learn about the incremental hydration also. So by that we can close the server side concept. So hope you understood about this Angular hydration thing, constraints. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.